Hey, before we dive in, a quick heads up. This series is called Validating the BPD Life, and that's exactly what it's here to do. Validate the experience of living with borderline personality disorder, hopefully making you feel a little less alone. That said, if you don't have BPD, there's still value here, especially if you've loved or currently love someone who does. But fair warning, we'll be talking about some heavy stuff. Self-harm, self-destructive behavior, hospitalizations, and a lot of emotional pain. You might feel grief, guilt, anger, rage, shame, or confusion while watching. And if you do, that makes sense. Don't judge yourself for feeling anything. Don't shame yourself for being triggered. Emotions show up for a reason, even if you don't know that reason right away. If it helps, try saying, "It makes sense I'd feel this way after everything I've been through." And if you've ever been hospitalized or felt like you were losing your mind, I wrote a book about my own experience at a psych ward, and you can grab it at the link right here. Or here. To be honest, I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, so I'm just going to say grab it. It supports the work I do and might help you feel a little less lonely on this journey. All right, without further delay and nothing more to say, buckle up, Buttercup. It is time to walk the middle path towards common humanity and a wise mind. There's a strange kind of liberation in finally being named. When I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, I didn't flinch. I didn't spiral. I didn't fall into a pit of shame or fear. I felt seen. I felt understood. I felt aligned. Because deep down, a part of me already knew. I had read the books, watched the videos, followed the threads. I had walked the edges of the borderline with someone I loved, long before I realized I'd been walking my own too. So when a professional finally named what I'd already felt in my bones, it wasn't a shock. It was a confirmation, a mirror held up to a face I already recognized. And there was comfort in that. The relief didn't stop the questions. In fact, it unlocked a bigger one. If I'm not only my BPD, then who the hell am I? That's where the real work began. Because there's a paradox inside every diagnosis. On the one hand, it's a map, a framework, a lifeline for the drowning. And on the other hand, it's a label, a reduction, a set of check boxes pretending to define a whole person. I didn't feel boxed in by the label. I did feel its weight, though. I felt how others might look at me differently. I felt the temptation to use the diagnosis as an identity, as a reason, an excuse, a shorthand for everything about me that felt hard to explain. Sorry, I split, it's just the BPD, or that's just how I am, BPD brain, or you don't get it, I'm borderline. It's a seductive kind of self-protection, and it can quietly become a cage. DBT introduces the idea of the observing self, this part of me that can witness my emotions without being swallowed by them. I'm not rage, I'm feeling rage. I'm not abandonment, I'm fearing it. I'm not broken, I'm hurting. And that small shift from identity to experience changes everything. Because the moment I learn to say, "This is what I'm feeling," instead of "This is who I am," is the moment I reclaim the space to grow, to become, to breathe. And let's not pretend that's easy. Because what BPD takes from you, what any identity confusion steals, is coherence. Some days I am more tender, other days more terrifying. 1 hour, I may be full of love. The next, I'm burning it all down. So who's the real me? That question used to torment me until I learned something radical from DBT. Integration doesn't mean choosing one self. It means honoring all of them. The angry one, the abandoned one, the laughing one, the loving one, the lonely one. I am not a fractured mirror. I am a mosaic. I'm not one version of myself. I am every version, learning how to live in the same body at the same time without tearing each other apart. So no, I'm not my diagnosis. And my diagnosis opened a major door. It gave me language for the chaos. It gave me tools. It gave me permission to stop hiding. And when I finally stopped hiding, I did not find a monster behind the mask. I found a human being. Hurting, yes, and also healing, also loving, also growing. So when I ask, if I'm not my BPD, then who the hell am I? I don't mean it in despair. I mean it as a challenge, an invitation, a rebellion. Because maybe the more effective question is, who do I want to be now that I finally understand myself? And the answer changes every day, because I do.